Hello and welcome to the 224th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris. Joined by the other host, Jordan.
That's me.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Where do we put this show?
So you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and the RSS feed linked below. YouTube and Spotify have a video platform where you can see us. Instagram, TikTok, you can contact us. And you can also do so via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Those are your comments, questions, concerns, and death threats.
Yes.
Chris, this episode could go up after the biggest scandal in gaming.
Biggest scandal in gaming.
Yeah, if Crimson Desert comes out and ends up sucking, this episode comes out like 2 weeks after it. We might be seeing some fires set, you know?
That might,
world may be different.
But here's the thing about that. As we established last episode, it's very possible that it's Gleep Glorp the alien who's going to have to take over.
True.
And talk about that one. Because I'll be gone.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll have died of probe.
Yeah, died of probing.
And who's to say what's going to happen, in the next month? Because, I just say we're both. Actually, no, I suck recently, and have been kidnapped by aliens.
Yeah.
And been like, I got an alien thing going on.
Yeah.
So
it's all that mysterious stuff you've been doing,
mysterious stuff, all that alien stuff I've been doing.
Yeah.
I've just been poking around Area 51 a little bit. I've been to Roswell. I went up and I said,
Let me in.
Wow. I went to Area 51 and went, I think there's an alien there. And then I looked at the gate guard and he said, I'm not kidding you, okay? 7-foot tall gray alien. Gate guard. He's got an M16. He walks up and says, what the fuck are you doing here? I said, I'm looking for the aliens. He said, wow, unbelievable. Right in front of me, you're going to call me an alien? What the fuck is your problem? Like, sorry, I've never seen one of you before. And he, what the fuck's that supposed to mean?
Yeah. Then he racked his M16.
Yeah, and then I ran out into the desert while he fired pot shots at me with his machine gun.
Yeah.
All in all, I've not made good inroads with the Greys, unfortunately.
Greys. Is that their preferred name?
I don't know. That's what people have taken to calling them. I don't know what they would like to be called because the last one I spoke to, or both of them that I've spoken to, I've offended so bad that they've wanted to kill me. So
By probation.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about from jail.
On probation.
In the ass.
Yeah. So, who's to say what transpires over the next month?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what did transpire, though. It was really warm earlier in the week.
Beautifully.
It was fucking beautiful out, and I was like, oh, man, the time just changed. The birds are singing. The sun is shining. Oh, it's a beautiful day. And I've been fucking cooped up inside. My only exercise has been at the gym. And I know that's like the place you go to exercise, but being in the gym kind of feels like being on a hamster wheel. Like, yeah, you're getting stuff done, but like
monotonously.
God, I want to die being in here. So like, you know what? I'm going to go on a walk. I'm going to go on a real walk. So I went to because the trail I normally go to, after the time changes, they extend the hours, but they hadn't done it yet. So they've done it now, which is nice. So I might try to go there today. It depends on, and you'll see why I talk about it when I explain this experience. So I went to another trail that's near there, and it's a little shorter, but I've never been to this trail, and I always wanted to check it out. I get there, the trail still covered in snow. There's still like 4 inches of snow, 5 inches of snow on the ground. And it's kind of packed down, so it's like, oh, it can't be that bad to walk through. So it's an insane visual because I was like, oh, it's like 70 degrees out. I can take my sweatshirt off. So I have my sweatshirt's in the car. I got my bottle of water. I got earbuds. I got my little hat on, and I'm trudging through the snow. And it was at that stage where it's melty and it's all slippy. so I couldn't get good footing at all. Yeah. So I was just slipping and sliding throughout this entire trail. So, we'll see what happens. I might scoot by that trail because they are close, and I have to be in that area anyway. So, I might scoot by that trail, just have a little peek, just do a little look-see. And then, if that one looks relatively cleared, I'll probably go to my normal one because I really like that area. It's a nice place.
Yeah.
And the last time I went, it was there was the owner or someone that was there who was like, I got out of my car. He was like, we close at 5 now. Okay, yeah, I can read the sign. I can read the sign, pal.
Believe it or not.
I'm
a bit of a reader myself.
I don't see you in the back reading the Stormlight Archive, okay? I read books.
It's the new version of the Arch user.
Yeah. I read
Have you even read the Stormlight Archives?
Have you read the Stormlight Archives, by the way?
My boy Sandy, bro.
You read Brando Sando? You don't even... I travel in worlds you can't even conceive of. Point is, there was still some snow on the ground, and I was a little upset about it. Also, what I saw on that trail, which was awesome, which I've never seen before, in person at least, someone was walking their cat on the trail.
That's cool.
It was amazing. I walked up and I saw there's a fucking weird looking dog up there.
And then it was way cooler than a dog.
And then I saw it move and I was like, oh, that's a cat. Because he was all slinky. Dogs are too rigid.
Yeah.
Dogs look like they got too many bones.
Dogs got the GTA 3 character model where it's very stiff.
Yeah.
And then you got the ragdoll physics of 4 for the cat.
Yeah, cats are very slinky. And then the cat gets to the snow and is like, I guess maybe not amused by the snow. So the guy picks it up. And this must have been an insane experience. Because I'm a large person. I'm over 6 feet tall. I've lost a lot of weight, but I'm still pretty bad. I'm still 300 pounds. I'm still big and wide. And I'm looming down this. I'm very quiet too. I'm looming down this trail. And then I look up at this person who's now has this guy. He's got his cat in his arms, and I just have this big shit-eating grin on my face. And he kind of looks. He goes, "How's it going?" I go, "Hello, cat." And then I just continue walking. I was like, that guy thought I was a fucking idiot. That guy was probably just happy I didn't maul him like a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
And this is
him and the cat looked at each other like, "You got this."
Him and the cat were like,
"You see that shit?
Get a load of this guy." But when if I'm on the and what I've noticed is my charisma score tanks if I have earbuds in, because I can't hear people's responses very well, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna take my earbud out already. I already got them in, it's fucking. I'm not gonna take them out for a half second. Hey, how's it going? It's not if it was a stop and chat, okay. It's not a stop and chat. It was oh shit, you're walking your cat. That's pretty cool. But so I fucking walk by. Hello, kitty. Hello.
Looking like Lenny.
And continued on. Didn't see many other people on the trail, believe it or not. And then I followed the signs, and then there was another sign that kind of pointed in a direction. I was like, oh, there's probably more trail that way. So I continue that way, and then I just found a fence, the big private property sign. And there was a car, a stripped out car, just the shell of a car. And then I was like, oh, this is someone's house. Great. So I had to double back and go and then trudge through the snow. And I power slid down a ramp of ice. And I did, you know what I did? I have fun. So there was clearly a staircase buried into the earth that was underneath all the ice. So there was a rope that was acting as a handrail. So I grab onto the rope and I'm just and then I start kind of slide. I angle my feet, so I'm sliding down this ramp of ice, and then I get to the bottom and I look back and I go, piece of cake. I did a one-liner.
Fucking Leon Kennedy over here.
Yeah, I did a backflip and a one-liner. So that was fun. It was fun to be outside. I feel a little less caged. The winter has really done something to my brain. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's depressing.
I do need to move around. I like moving around in general, so like being at the gym does help that. But like just being around outside is so much better.
Yeah, I like to think, by the way, that you hit the ramp of ice and you looked back with the Leon Kennedy sort of smolder, and you were like, "Good thing the elevator's in service," and then you just kept walking. And that was it. After that, you never acknowledged it again.
Or I could have done the Ethan Winters like, "Fuck, the elevator's down,"
and then got your hand chopped off on the way down.
And then got my hand chopped off and reattached.
Yeah, 3 times. Yeah. The walking outside though, it's something. It's rejuvenating. Nature is medicine.
Yeah,
you know?
it is like a power up.
No. Yeah, no, for sure. And I say that as someone who like I trudged through like forests of snow this winter. Like I made it a point to go outside and say fuck it for a lot of the winter and take pictures of birds and shit. Like I went out during the first snowstorm we had in the area at 7 a.m. and I was in the blizzard as I was taking pictures of birds. Like I made it a point to do that stuff. But let me tell you this. If you tell me I can gear up with a shit ton of gear, sweat the whole time that my camera's going to get soaked and destroyed, and take pictures while miserably cold and numb, or I can go outside, sunglasses, t-shirt, camera in hand, and have a great time, I'm still picking that every time. You know? Like, it may have been nice to be outside in the winter, but it sucked this year with how cold it was.
Oh, it was so cold, and then, most of the United States got hit with I think one of 2 record-breaking storms. I think like over near Texas, they got like 6 inches of ice covering everything, which arguably sounds worse than what we got.
Yeah,
Like
and
the,
we got
the
railed.
East Coast got hit with like 4 feet of fucking snow
In like a 24-hour period.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I had like a work thing planned that week, and I guess we're not doing that, huh?
Yeah, we got railed.
It was awesome. And then when I actually did do that work thing, it was a little work trip. The new place I was at was the first day we woke up, our car was coated in ice.
That sucks.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that blows. Yeah, this winter was tough, so I'm glad it's kind of in the rear view at this point. I mean, we're still in it, technically, like anything could happen, but like we're right at the end, so we should...
Yeah, we're right there, and I say that Thursday night, and I think maybe a little bit yesterday, it snowed.
Yeah, we got snow a little bit yesterday. It was mostly like rain snow.
It
was
snowed.
like a little hail.
I was at an event, looked out the window, and went, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, but sunshine ahead. We'll get there. A couple more weeks, and we'll be totally scot-free.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully.
Yes, sir. I'm so excited for it to get just like a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
Because this year's gonna be monumental for me. I'm gonna be doing a ton of hikes this year, where I'll travel considerable distances for them.
Yeah.
Because I need something more strenuous, and there's not a ton of stuff that's really strenuous.
We're kind of flat
around
over here.
Yeah, so the strenuous you get around here is, this is a really tough hike, but it's a really tough hike because it's 20 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, I might be kind of interested in that, but like, it's 20 miles, and across that 20 miles, there's 200 feet of elevation.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think that's going to do much for me, really.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do some elevation, and like you can get some elevation really not that far from where we're at. The trail we did in New Hampshire, and then I think the trail that you guys did, I want to go do those ones.
The one we did was incredible. It had a lot of elevation, but the problem was it was all stones. So that sucked. You got to be you can't really just brute force it. You got to really be technical about how you're climbing, or you're gonna snap an ankle. Like
right.
The Bud Light boy who was with us genuinely had his ankles wrapped with 3 layers of wrapping and still left with like a twisted ankle. So
I will keep that in mind.
So I would say definitely do it, but be prepared for like a slow, arduous hike, not just like, all right, I'm going to brute force up this hill.
Right.
Like,
I think I might just stay in that area for like a weekend and just do a bunch of those trails.
Yeah.
Because it's right up in the mountains in New Hampshire. So it's...
Yeah. It was beautiful. That was the most beautiful hike I've ever done, and I've done a lot.
And I'm using that as my barometer because like I remember how fucking terrible doing the hike was when I did it. But now, like,
Building up that stamina.
that level of elevation, it was like 1,000 feet of it. It was like 900 feet of elevation that you have to do over like a mile. But it's like flat for like half of it, and then you get to a staircase basically. So I think that's what made it even worse. But that level of elevation, I do that regularly now. Like my regular gym session, the treadmills, the incline counter caps out at 999. So I had to do the math on it. By that I mean I looked up a calculator and just hoped it was accurate. So like in a half hour, I'm covering like 1,200 feet of elevation, sometimes a little more. And that's with no breaks. Yeah. So like I feel like 900 feet with maybe a couple breaks here and there because it's a little steeper.
Yeah, the grade is different, and it's different. It's a different technicality.
Yeah, like how bad could that be? I feel like one of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to get humbled so hard, or I'm going to show up and I'm going to get to the peak and I'm going to be in this view and be like, I feel fine. What the fuck? What the fuck was so terrible about this? Also, to be fair, when I did that hike, it was after a couple days of eating like shit and drinking a ton of alcohol. Yeah. So it probably didn't help things.
Yeah, the only two pieces of advice or statement I'll give you on that, as someone who did some fucking bananas hikes in Tennessee, totally cold turkey, like thinking, I'm fit, I got this. Two things. Number one, get hiking sticks. It sounds dumb, but get them. Number two, going up, you're going to be like, wow, I just did that. But then you got to go back down. Yeah. That's the difference between the treadmill and that. Is you just hop off the treadmill and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that was a good workout. Going down is objectively the hardest part.
I've not gone down on a very long hike, but like on the 900 feet, I feel like going down wasn't even that bad for me. Mm-hmm. But I work those muscles so often.
Yeah. So what's happening is obviously essentially you're fatiguing your quads and your hamstrings as you go up. And those are your biggest muscles. They're your strongest. So you're good. You get to the top, you're like, oh, okay.
Because I'm so huge.
But the problem is when you go down, those muscles are fatigued, so your stabilizers are the only thing like really holding you when you do one of those arduous hikes. Well, like we did a couple 4 to 6 hour ones. Dude, when I tell you the way down was essentially a controlled fall and not a hike down, that's what it was. But that's what the hiking sticks are for. We didn't have those.
That's why I'm going to get sticks.
That's what those are for. They take a lot of the load off of your joints and your stabilizers. So it does make it substantially better. So definitely invest in them because I want to get some too.
Yeah, I'm going to get a set and then do some hikes, do some mountains. There's a few that I've seen, and because there's some notorious mountains in the area, right? There's like Mount Washington. And then there's like a bunch of other ones that are in that area. It's like, I don't think I have that in me, realistically. But the more I think about it and the more I look into this, it's like, I mean, I feel like if I really trained for it a little more, I probably could do it.
Yeah.
But I've talked to a few people I work with who have done it. And they're like, well, it's not that bad. But I'm like, well, I don't know. You weigh like $120. How bad could it have been for you?
Yeah, a coworker of mine wants to hike it. He did it once when he was younger. We've actually talked about him on the show. It's Giraffe Man, and he kind of pre-gamed me on it because we talked about maybe doing it this summer. But his big thing about it was like the hike is the hike. Like you figure it out. The hard part is it's like 4 hikes in one. Where like he's like you start off in a t-shirt. You're like let's go. You get a quarter of the way,
the weather gets
and
fucked.
It's a downpour, torrential rainforest rain. Okay, you fight your way through that quarter, soaking wet and miserable. Okay, you're back to sun. It's feeling good. And then all of a sudden, you're in super windy, like 30-degree weather. So he's like, you don't know how to prepare.
Yeah,
like
the weather's fucked.
He's like, you got to get those hiking pants that unzip to turn into shorts. You need like a raincoat. So you need all this shit. That's the hard part.
See, one of the nice advantages you do have with an increased amount of weight in a wider frame is you can carry more weight up the mountain. So like they recommend that your supplies, all told, clothes, everything included, shouldn't be more than 20% of your body weight. So for you, that's like not a lot of weight.
For me, it'd be 30 pounds.
Yeah, and for me, and that's that's you now. You're
Yeah.
you've put on a lot of muscle since, so like you're heavier than you used to be.
A lot heavier, actually. 40 pounds.
For me, that's like I could put like 60 pounds of gear on my back, and also I could put 60 pounds of gear on my back and still be lighter than I was when I think lighter than I was when I did the last hike.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that probably helps things.
Yeah.
So I can account for all that shit.
Yeah.
But I'll think about it. There's some other ones that are like similar levels of elevation that are a little less strenuous that are in the area that I might do first.
Yeah.
But my gauge is the first one. The one we did in New Hampshire last time. I want to do that one again because that was my barometer for like, this sucks.
Yeah. And you enjoyed like the end of it too, so you already know you're gonna get a cool view and shit.
And I'd like to do it on a sunny day.
Yeah, because it was cloudy.
Last time it was cloudy, and I'd like to see what it looks like on a sunny day.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad. Do you remember that hike that we were talking about that I did with Bud Light Boy and Lexi? How I had that really cool view of the windy road with the cars. I want to do that hike again specifically to use my tilt shift lens. That'd be fucking dope to do like a video from up there.
Maybe we should together do a weekend in that area.
We talked about it a while ago. We had said, because this year I want to do the same thing. Like I want to spend the summer not necessarily blowing money on bullshit, but rather spending time and effort in like hikes and like, grab an Airbnb for a weekend for a couple $100 and then spend that weekend hiking.
I want to put like real effort into like no bullshit hiking.
Yeah.
Because like what I do now is like I call it walking trails. I don't really call it hiking. I walk trails.
Yeah. But it's due to the elevation of our area though.
Yeah,
we're very sea level.
There's 80 feet of elevation in this trail that I normally go to. And it's a 2-mile walk, and like, yeah, it's a nice walk, and I really like the area, and I love to do that hike, or I love to do that walk, but like, I need something a little more.
Yeah.
Need to get a little more hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's gonna be my plan.
So maybe we should go do it together. Do those trails again.
Yeah. Or even like another thing too is like there's some trails that I've done in New Hampshire that I'd love to do again that don't even, for me, like personally when I thought about planning to do them, I'm not even particularly making it into like a whole weekend thing. Like literally they're close enough that it's like you can just drive up at 5 a.m, get there for like 8, bang out the hike, hang out in the area, come back for dinner time. Like,
I'm gonna have to gauge what that works out to be, because like I think if there's a bunch of them in an area that I want to hit, I'll go up for a weekend. But if like there's one, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like
4-hour round trip.
Like 2 hours there. I do the hike, and I can rest for a bit. Like 2 hours. Maybe I do the hike, I grab something to eat, and then I come back or whatever.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna have to gauge what that window is, like what the radius is in terms of where it's comfortable to like come back after a hike.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's kind of been my idea, because I want to do. I love doing nature like photography too. Like I like doing birds photography, but like I also like just general nature stuff. And now that I have a camera that can do video and actually a good tripod instead of a shit ass one, like I really would love to do like some different experimental things like tilt shift video, which you don't really see much of, stuff like that, or even macro video. I'm looking into maybe getting a macro lens soon, like a proper macro lens.
I might look into like I had looked into a macro lens a little bit, and there's one that I found it's like $1,300-$1,400. I don't know if I want to spend all that.
That's the good thing about having an old camera, baby. I can get one for $400.
I might get like another pretty legit zoom lens. I want to get one that has image stabilization on it, because that's the problem with my current zoom lens.
Yeah.
It's 300mm focus and zoom's pretty good, but no stabilization. So you're zoomed all the way in. You have to be on a tripod, because otherwise it's like...
Yeah. Yeah, I still got to bring my camera at you to show you, because you've never seen it. Because the last one you saw was when we were in New Hampshire over the summer, and I had my old camera and my old zoom lens. But the new one with the image stabilization, with the ultrasonic motor, I need to bring that in and show you. Maybe the next time we record, if I remember, I'll bring it. And I want to show you the tilt shift lens too. I finally got to use it, by the way, to do what I've wanted to do, which was take a video of cars on a highway from a above aerial perspective. But I fucked up because I didn't do my homework on like how to use the lens. So I just took this video, and it basically just kind of looks like a slightly blurry video. And I'm like, man, why didn't it give me the tilt shift effect? And I didn't realize, like, hey, dummy, the point of the whole tilt effect is that you're shifting your plane of focus, so it's just a little stripe in the middle. That's what sells the miniature effect. But to do that, you need to have a very, very low f-stop so that way the background's blurry. I used like a fucking f8 when that lens specifically goes down to an f2 for that reason.
Right.
So I did some research and then I tested it way better. Sells the effect way better. I wasn't able to do what I wanted, but I did a picture of my car from my bedroom window. And I was like, oh, now I see the effect. So the only thing I think I need to get is maybe an ND filter for that, because like you get the reflection of the cars, and that does kind of sell the toy effect, is like the very reflective nature of it, very bright and reflective. But I feel like maybe with an ND filter to have more of like a matte look would make some pretty cool footage. So
who the fuck is Matt?
You never heard of Matt, bro?
Matt Look?
Yeah, Matt Look.
Never.
Look, it's Matt. You know? So I don't know. I want to get into that stuff. I don't know. Some of that type of photography and videography and stuff.
Yeah.
A little more experimental.
I think, yeah, I think that'd be neat. Maybe, also like to maybe work on my composition a little bit, because I feel like if I go out with a camera, I'm just taking pictures of shit. I just like,
Yeah.
here, that looks cool. And I go away. And I walk away.
It's funny you mentioned composition, because yesterday I was on a walk around our local college, and there was those birds I showed you, the American robin. And it randomly hit me. I was like, I take a lot of pictures of birds. That's my main thing right now, because it's an easy subject. You just find them. They do things. You follow them.
Yeah.
Right? As long as you don't spook them. But I was like, I came up with an idea for like a series. Not one I would post or anything, because no one gives a fuck. But like for myself, of like, I want to do a series of like pictures where it's almost like the world from the bird's view, not like literally from the sky, but like I laid down in the grass at like the same eye line as the bird that was standing in the grass, and took a picture of other birds in the grass. And I was like, oh, this is kind of like some sort of perspective
Bird
shift
POV.
from like his POV. I'm like, I took one really cool picture of the bunch that came out good, of like a bunch of birds all around each other, but it was focused on one sort of in the center of the huddle. And I had a very, very low f-stop, so he was the only thing in focus. So it kind of gives you like a crowd vibe, where it's a big crowd of people, but one subject in the middle, or he's not even in the middle, it was off to the side a little, was in focus.
Right.
I'm like, that's a cool,
That's fun.
artsy look. So I want to try to do more shit like that, rather than just like, hey, look how pretty this bird looks,
Yeah, you're actually like, you have a subject that you're going after, where so you have something to work towards. Where I'm just like, I don't know, I think this looks cool. I'm just taking pictures.
Yeah. Or another cool one, I love this type of shit, but I don't know if I got the cojones for this, is when people do like videos of rivers, but they stick their camera like an inch above the water, and you kind of get like this really, really low to the ground, blurry foreground footage or picture of a river coming down. I love that kind of picture, and I've taken one before, but I get so nervous that I'm going to like drop the camera or like get soaked.
Yeah.
So, which luckily now I have an actual rain poncho for my camera, so like I could cover the top and the lens and the hot shoe and everything. So I really probably just need to get like a tripod that I'm willing to stick in a river and set to just the right height to be above it. But, I'm not made of money here. I'm not trying to sacrifice $1,200 worth of camera gear.
What do I look like, Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
Well, this is a working class podcast.
I've already told myself that, assuming, we're not dead in 5 years, when I graduate college, the gift to myself is I think I'm going to go balls to the wall with the camera setup. Like, I'm talking like $8,000, like, which is balls to the wall for me. But.
Just like a real legit one.
Yeah, like right now I have a T7i DSLR I paid like $500 for. I got the nice zoom lens that fits that camera, another $500. So all in all, like my camera setup, not including every lens I have, is probably like $1,200 if it broke. But I'm talking like I want to get the best that is out at that time for like regular person photography, not professional grade film, but like I want like a 50 megapixel mirrorless, basically.
Right. Like I'd like to go full frame.
Yeah.
And there is basically a version of this camera, but it's full frame.
It's not the A1, right?
Maybe. I don't remember what it is.
But it's like another $2,000, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like $2,500 or something.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like the body and the lens and the tripod all told is probably, I think the body was $800, the lens was $700, and the tripod was like $120. So like all told, it's like 1,600 or something. And it's like a halfway decent setup. We're using it to 1% of its potential.
Yeah.
But I've had some much better things shot on this camera.
You have some cool pictures too. I've seen some of the pictures like when we were on hikes, and they come out nice and crisp. Like they're good.
Yeah, so I want to get a little better at my composition just with this setup, and then like I said, I'd like to go full frame at some point.
Well, that's my thing. Is like I'm still making rookie mistakes where like I used the tilt shift lens at a high f-stop. Like I need to master those techniques first. Like I need to practice more with the setup I have to understand truly how to use a zoom lens.
Yeah,
and how to balance ISO and f-stop and shutter speed for your subject, and like get better about that stuff before because right now, if I bought an $8,000 setup, right? If I went out right now and bought the brand new, I think the R5 Mark II or whatever that just came out for $4,000, if I bought that, my pictures would be marginally better. When that setup should be blowing mine out of the water if someone knew how to use it. So I need to master my technique with what I got. Until I've always said the same thing with like my car in a way, I guess. Ride it till it dies. My setup, it's like I need to use this until the limiting factor is the gear.
Well, yeah, because I've seen people take really nice photos with like their phone.
Yeah, who know what they're fucking doing. Yeah.
You know, so if someone can take a picture that's as nice as like what I can take with this camera with their phone
with an S25,
I'm like, the hardware's not the problem here.
Yeah. So for me, like, yeah, I've said that before where like I need to get to a point where pictures that are bad are coming out bad because the camera can't keep up, not because I made a mistake. You know?
Right.
So and then I'll get the nice setup. And who knows, maybe I'll never get there. You know, maybe I'll never master the technique. Not everyone, is meant to, but I at least need to get to a point where that's more often the case than not.
Yeah, so, where it makes sense to do an upgrade.
Yeah, because like I see people with my same camera like on Instagram take pictures that I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? Like that's crazy, And a lot of it comes down to their composition. Like they're going in with like a theme, a place, a location. Like they know what they're going for, and they're patient and they wait and they have their settings right and they know what they're doing, and they get this like beautiful composition of like a street in Tokyo with rain reflecting and like all this cool shit. And I'm like, that's what I gotta get. Like,
well, that's why I think I always do a lot better. And especially if we're in a group, I try to take pictures of other people.
Yeah, like doing things.
Yeah, so like if we're in a group with like us, I don't do this to random people because it's a bit strange. With us, I'll take pictures of like, so like I think there's a series of pictures from New Hampshire where it's just Jordan out on the deck, like.
Yeah.
That I just like from a distance, I was sitting in a chair and I was just like taking pictures of Jordan for a little while.
Yeah. Butt ass naked.
Yeah. On the cheeks out on the porch.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Airing my shit out.
It was so I'll pick someone and take it, and I think that's where my composition gets a bit better because I have something to actually fucking focus on.
Yeah. I try to sometimes like with certain pictures too, like with general nature, not just animals where there is no subject, you pick what you want to do. I tend to like low to the ground pictures. So like a bush, but like you get at eye level with the bush and get the scenic background and stuff. So I definitely want to get better at that and experiment with it more too, because you kind of just have to do. Like the biggest thing I've always seen is like the only way you get better at taking pictures and understanding composition is by doing it. You're gonna have 10,000 pictures that suck dick, but you'll get one here and there, and that happens now. Like I have pictures of birds that are actually pretty good, and then I have some that are like, this doesn't look right, like you messed something up.
Yeah, for every like one decent picture, I have like 15 takes of that picture.
Yeah, that's true. I'm also trying to master the whole it's a funny joke on like people make about DSLRs versus like mirrorless, as I'm trying not to be that guy that goes to a scene and you just hear taking pictures.
Yeah, we sound like there's a fucking machine gun going off.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better about seeing the vision and patiently waiting for it and just taking one snap. And
have you seen the guy who takes pictures of cats?
Yeah,
and
wicked
he has
close.
that camera with the he has the it sounds like he's shooting the fucking cat.
Well, and then he'll do them like in sequence, so you see the cat like beep beep beep, like move its head. Yeah.
I love that so much. And there's
cool.
we don't really have a lot of stray cats around here, so like we don't
If we do, they're usually not stray either. They're just someone
else's cat, and those ones might be someone else's cat too. But there's not a congregation of cats around.
Yeah, like his area.
But if there was, I'd probably be doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, no, I definitely want to get out this summer and do that. So we'll have to do something a couple times, feel it out, see what's going on. I think it doesn't matter for you as much. It used to matter when all of us worked at the same place, where like specifically Bud Light Boy and I, where it'd be hard to like do things because we had the same job. So like if I did want to leave on a Friday to go up somewhere to go hiking the weekend and take pictures, like it was kind of hard to coordinate, but luckily we work in different places now.
Well, these ones are a bit smaller scale because I want them to be I'm a very open guy to like, oh yeah, why don't you tag along? Why don't you tag along? The more the merrier. Like I said, this is gonna be a more niche thing. It's gonna be people who can keep up.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
We're there. We're gonna hike. We're gonna do hikes. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna be sweaty, and we're gonna bing bang boom through these things.
Yeah,
because if you can't keep up, we're pushing you off a mountain.
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you have a goal too. So like sometimes like over the winter, as you can imagine, birds are kind of hard to find sometimes.
They're usually known to hide. Yeah.
So like there was some times where I was like, do I really like running around in the winter taking pictures of these things? But like a couple weekends ago, there's a bird. I showed you the picture, a red-winged blackbird, and I know that they tend to hit our area around like late February at the earliest, and then early March. So it was like the very end of February, maybe the last weekend, and I was like, all right, I got a mission. I'm gonna find these fuckers. So I went out, spent maybe 2-3 hours, didn't find any. I'm like, okay, I'll give it another couple weeks. And then it was like another maybe week and a half, 2 weeks later, I went out in early March, and I showed you the sound. They make a very distinct call. Anyone who hears it, if you look up red-winged blackbird sound, you'll know it. I'm sure you will. I heard the call, but I couldn't find them. So I basically spent like an hour hunting in a cemetery, walking around a cemetery, trying to find this call in the woods, and I accidentally got a picture of it, not realizing it was it. Huh. So that like goal of like I want to get the first ones to hit our area, it kind of fueled me. And then I went out the following weekend, which was last weekend, and sure enough, there's a shit ton of them now. They're all over my work and stuff. So I took some really good pictures of them and some pretty cool videos and things like that. And it's like it's a good feeling to have like a goal, like a checklist where I was like, I want to get this bird as soon as it hits our area, because the calls that I got on video and stuff like that's all territorial calls. They're marking territory, they're planning for breeding grounds and stuff like that. So like I plan to do the same thing in May when we get the scarlet tanager. So I'm excited to get that little bastard. So because last summer I took a picture of one accidentally. I was like, oh, red thing. And
add him to my collection.
Pretty much, it's like Pokemon.
You should get a like an old timey photo album.
I thought about it. You know what I do plan to do with all these pictures is take my favorite birds from like certain seasons, like the dark-eyed junco from the winter, the blackbird from now, and so on. And I plan to make a calendar.
What a fucking range of names, by the way. Like some of them have like 6 different words to their name, and the other one's just like as a blackbird.
Yeah, I plan to make my own calendar for probably 2027.
That's pretty cool.
To make a calendar and have them on there, and then put like little FAQs about them and stuff. Something neat like that. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things to birds. Like, it's funny because like usually it's old people that are into birds and stuff. But like,
yes, the only other person I met who was like a bird guy, I was at the same trail with. There's a big birding trail that I go to, and there's a guy with. So you probably like it actually. It's there was a guy there who walked past. I had my camera with me. He walked past me. He's got these big binoculars. And he was talking to me about the birds around. I was like, I don't know fuck about birds. I'm just taking pictures of stuff. Have you seen any birds? I'm like, I don't know nothing about no birds. Yeah. I saw a river, though. I took a picture of that. Because that's not going to fly away.
That's fair. But, yeah, when you dig deeper beyond, like, just surface level with the birds, there's a lot of cool things to, like, patterns to look out for, like the bird I told you about, the American robin. Like in the winter they're in trees and bushes eating berries, but then in the spring they almost exclusively switch to insects, so you find them hopping around yards and shit like that. So like there's things you can do with that knowledge. Like I tried to get lots of pictures of them eating berries in the winter because that's going to be harder to do in the summer.
Right.
Yeah, like I this summer I want to try to get a pileated woodpecker. It's the largest woodpecker. It's the big motherfucker with the red mohawk. I want to get that feller.
Shit, they got the big pecker out here.
Yeah, I want to get some pictures of a large pecker. I actually have a couple rare pictures. I can't remember the bird's name right now because it's not common to our area, and I just happened to get a picture of it one day. And I use eBird, and I looked it up, and it was like, why is this in your area at this time of year? That's weird. I forget what the hell it's called. Oh, the red-headed sapsucker. And, yeah, the motherfucker was in our area. Like, that's pretty dope.
What was he doing? Was he sucking sap?
Yeah, he was. He was digging little holes and...
He's taking pictures of sapsuckers and peckers and big peckers.
Yeah. I have a couple little peckers in there, too, actually.
A couple little peckers.
Like the hairy peckers. Those are cool.
There used to be a woodpecker down the barn down on my property that would peck the fuck out of the glass window back there.
What a dummy.
What a
There's
little
no sap in
bastard.
there.
You're a woodpecker, idiot.
Not a glass pecker.
Glass pecker. I'll show you a glass pecker in a minute.
That reminds me, too. You said barn, and it made me think of... I also got to go back to that spot where I got that owl picture and get that fucker.
There's a place I went to that has that like fucking 20-mile trail that I was talking about. That place, I was there like towards the end of the summer, and it was starting to get dark pretty early, and so it was like almost like completely dark when I was moving through the area, and there's usually not a lot of people around. I think I walked that trail a bunch and only saw like one or two other people total in all the times I went there. But it starts getting dark, and I'm like, man, it's the trees, so it's even darker. So it's like, man, it's real dark. And then I hear like an owl in the distance, like a barn owl. I go, whoo, whoo, whoo. I go, oh God, I'm gonna get killed.
Oh no! Start of every horror movie ever.
It's not as scary as I forget what the other name of the owl was, but it was the one that we found. There's a thing that we heard when we were in Monterey in the woods. It's a type of owl, and it fucking sits in the forest and goes, wah, 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 wah.
I think that's the great horny owl. Great horned owl, not horny. Great horned owl.
Horny owl. You don't want to run into a great horny owl, dude.
He's going,
He's gonna fly down. He's gonna swoop down. You won't even hear him coming.
Unzip
literally.
Yeah. I think it's the great horned owl, though they make some pretty devious calls.
And they look fucking scary too.
It probably is
like
that
a
one then.
like a barn owl. It just looks like a respectable little guy.
Yeah. Yeah, the one I took a picture of, that like sort of brown and white one, that was a barred owl. So that guy was cool.
Oh, that's the great horny owl.
Yeah. So they're pretty cool. I've been getting a lot of pictures of hawks and shit too. I got that one of the juvenile eagle. That was pretty sick. Did I ever show you that one?
I don't think
the
so.
Bald eagle. I'll have to show you. I got it when I was in New Hampshire. Remember we did like a double up because I was going to New Hampshire for Lexi's birthday or whatever it was, for Valentine. No, it was her birthday, I believe. I took a picture of a bird from underneath, like the undercarriage of it. And I was like, oh, I thought it was a turkey vulture, but we looked at it, and she was like, that's not a turkey vulture. That's something weird. So we looked it up. It was a fucking juvenile bald eagle. Eagle! Yeah, it was a juvenile. So it was pretty cool. Pretty neat.
That's pretty cool, actually. I can't say with any confidence that I've ever actually seen a bald eagle outside of captivity. I saw one at a zoo one time. Bro was in shackles. I don't know what he did to get those shackles, but...
Yeah,
they arrested America that day.
They're actually not like the hardest to find, and I think
they're pretty distinct.
They're distinct, and also I believe because they're such like a federally protected bird, there's generally just sanctuaries where it's like here's their breeding grounds, and like you can't fuck with them, but you can go there. So like you'll just find them like fishing in a river. They'll just be swooping down, grabbing fish.
Yeah,
it's pretty easily.
Yeah, that would be cool to see. What's very disappointing about bald eagles is like they're don't sound cool.
No, they sound weak as shit.
They fucking just make like they're kind of just like overgrown seagulls. They like digging through the trash and
got big talons and stuff.
Yeah, like digging through the trash and eating fish and they go
Yeah.
They don't do that super badass
falcon screech there.
Yeah.
We should have just pet the falcon as the
I
bird,
think
bro.
Ben Franklin once proposed that we pick the turkey, the wild turkey, as our national bird. And I think the wild turkey, in a lot of cases, is what the bald eagle wants to be. Like,
Yeah.
sure, it's not majestic, but, like, that thing's got grit. You know?
Yeah.
They're
It's got some-
mean as
some
fuck,
meat.
too.
Yeah. And who doesn't want to just hear?
Exactly.
Like, honestly, you're like, what the hell, bro? Like, that thing charges me doing that. I'm like, damn. The eagle comes at me going,
Like, who the hell's this guy?
what's your problem? Lay his
Yeah.
ass out, bro.
And he's bald.
Yeah, bald bitch. So yeah, that's fair. There was actually right over here near the Cumberland Farms. I came this way to go to the store a couple weeks ago, and there was 3 turkeys on the power line. Bro was just chilling on the power line. I was like, what the fuck?
There might have been that might have been like right after or right before, because I saw 3 turkeys in the middle of the road
Yeah, that's probably
on
right
the way
after
back
then.
from the gym one
Yeah.
day recently. The middle of the road. I was coming up a hill and I see these fucking things in the road. What's all this about? Turkeys.
Yep.
Big fucking turkeys.
Yeah, they're heifers, dude. They're huge.
They're big boys.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, we'll go hiking this summer, and then we're gonna die from a bear attack.
We're gonna
My
get
last picture is gonna be a bear with you half in his mouth.
our last picture is going to be my last picture is going to be you getting ripped in half by Bigfoot.
Yeah, fair enough. Could happen. But yeah, I want to do that type of stuff over the summer.
That'd be fun.
It's good to get outside. Get outside this spring. Get outside this
Go
summer.
outside.
It doesn't have to be much, too, you know? Get away from the city, too, if you're in a city. Get away from the city.
Genuinely, I'm being so serious right now. Everyone says, like, oh man, if you feel bad, you just gotta go outside and have a little walk. It's not one of those things that works like instantly. But like, if you do this regularly, just have a little wander outside in wooded areas, wherever. It really does a lot of good for the brain.
Yeah. Specifically, I find for me, hikes that are like short and close to roads, I don't get much out of them because of the urban noise. But when I've done real like hikes, there's no better feeling than kind of like you're just out there in the middle of the woods. You just like you stop for a second, whether it's to take a break, and you're listening, and you don't hear shit. You just hear like maybe a river in the distance.
Yeah.
You hear some trees swaying. You're not hearing like beeps and people or stuff like that. It's just very different.
Yeah, that's the place that I went where I saw that or heard the owl. It was like that place is you have to go down like way down some back road to even get to the entrance. And then you get there and you're the only person in that parking lot. And you walk down this trail from like 2 miles and you don't see a single person, and you look around, there's nothing but woods in every direction. And you're like, man, this is nice.
This is just out here.
This is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's definitely pretty neat. So I can't wait for the better weather. So we'll see. Hopefully soon. Very, very soon.
We'll see. We can hope.
Will we, won't we?
It's been a long, tough winter.
Yeah. I don't know how people prior to like electricity survived these kind of winters, bro. I just
Usually
kill
they
myself.
didn't.
I would just kill myself. Like, this sucks.
Yeah, dude, imagine, I think if I like hadn't been consistently moving around and consistently like in the gym or whatever, I was like I'd probably be losing my shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives you a little something to do, that's for sure. But like, man, the getting out of work when it's dark, the going in when it's pretty dark, like, ugh. But we're out of the thick now.
Yeah, the time changed.
Yep.
We're out of the thick of it. We're in the thin of it now.
Hell yeah. I've been going to work in the light, leaving in the light. It's nice.
I have been still going to, and actually this time change did plunge my commute into darkness.
Oh, because you have to leave pretty early.
I leave pretty early, so it was like the sun was just kind of coming up as I was leaving my house before, and now the time changed, and now the sun doesn't really start to come up until I'm at work.
Yeah. I'd rather go in the dark, though, and leave in the light than
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah, I would much rather show up when it's dark and leave when it's light, because showing up when it's dark and then leaving when it's dark is so depressing.
Yeah, you're just like, ah.
Or leaving when it's dark, also, like, you have such a bad feeling that so much time has passed.
Yeah.
That's why movie theaters always fuck me up, because, like, you'll go in the afternoon and you'll show up, you'll get out of the theater and it's fucking dark.
That's
Pitch black
what's
out.
going to happen to us. And we're going to a movie at like 7, and with the
Yeah,
time
it's
change,
gonna be nice.
light.
It's gonna be it's a beautiful day, and you get out and it's fucking midnight's pitch black out.
Yeah, 100%. It's gonna fuck me up a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I also I don't know if I'm gonna do this. I kind of want to try my hand at camping, because believe it or not, I've never been actually camping, like in a tent.
I have a couple times.
Yeah, I've been like glamping, and I've stayed in a tent in my backyard as like a kid.
Yeah, see, I have done it a couple times, but it was at dedicated campgrounds with like decent amenities.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of want to do like a little bit of, not like rough camping. Like I'm not gonna go out there with no fucking food and try to fish for my food, but like just middle of a forest kind of camping. I don't know. But I feel like I'm just too paranoid for it. You know, I don't know if I could shut that side of my brain off. Like I'd be sleeping with a fucking shotgun, essentially. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
a little too city boy for that, I think. I don't know.
I think I could manage it. I'm just, because my worry about animals in those situations is like negative. I was like, the odds of me running into like a bear or being killed by a bear are pretty low. The odds of me running into the bear are not zero. They're actually like relatively high. But like the odds of me being killed by a bear are so fucking low.
Yeah.
That like, what are you gonna do? So I don't have problems with animals. It's the people that freak me out.
Yeah, that's a big part of it too. I listen to a lot of horror podcasts where it's like camping stories and shit too, and that's usually the threat. It's usually not like a fucking bear. It's always a story of like a creepy wood guy.
Yeah, like if I woke up and I'm like hammocking between these two trees, and I wake up and I look over, I roll over, and there's a bear ruffling through my campsite. He's hungry. Okay? I'm just going to stay quiet, and he's probably just going to ignore me. Mm-hmm. Or if he doesn't, I'll just start making a ton of noise.
And he'll probably run off. Maybe.
And then I'll take off.
Except for that bear that stole our Mount Gay. That bear was impossible.
That was a real son of a bitch, that bear.
That bear. That's a Synapse Misfire lore moment.
Yeah, I'm not... I'll make a bear run away. What is this? But if I wake up and I roll... There's a guy rooting through my campsite.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Yeah. The problem with the bear is you have to worry about it if it's a female with cubs. You're cooked.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking cooked. But yeah, for the most part, you'll probably be fine. But yeah, a guy, it's like, like, what do you even do? You just...
Depends on the guy.
Yeah.
Depends on the guy.
That's always been my thing, too. Like, I would need a tent that, like, somehow I can, like, genuinely lock from the inside. Like, I need to have a fucking padlock on that shit. So...
You're aware that tents are made of fabric, correct?
No, I know. I know that part of it. But I'm saying, like, that way I can't have someone just slowly unzip it and walk right in. At least if they have to bust through the fabric, there's a good chance I'm waking up. Unless they just perfectly slit it,
A little razor blade?
Yeah.
Right
I feel like I'd be more likely to wake up for that. But maybe not.
They walk right in. Could happen. Many such cases.
Yeah. I'll just bring fucking motion detectors. I'll put a perimeter around my tent. Someone walks in and goes, bah, bah, bah.
Well, yeah. I also think that, for me, I'm just kind of out there. My best level of defense, I could get like a knife or a sword or something. At least like, you got the mouse tool on you.
Yeah. No, 100%. If I actually went genuinely off the grid camping, I would be bringing a shotgun with me.
If someone showed up, you could just, boom!
Yeah.
But,
I'd walk out there with less food, more ammo.
I don't... If you ever
here's an AK, Chris.
If you ever see me in public, I have no gun. I have thousands of dollars in my pockets at all times. Because I'm so rich.
Of course. No longer a working class podcast.
Well, I mean, I worked for the money. And I live in class, so...
Just rich class.
Yeah. Just
upper class
upper
podcast.
echelon, like above all of you normal people.
Of course. That's why he bought 32 terabytes for $1,400. So wealthy.
Yeah, I definitely didn't buy that on like a pay in 4 installment.
I definitely didn't use a credit card.
Definitely didn't shove that on PayPal credit.
That's fucking funny. Yeah, that's working class for you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd have that sort of camping in me. But I could also start light, you know.
I'd like to give it a try, but if finding areas where you can just like
Do that. Yeah.
do that is kind of rough.
Maybe with people. Maybe if there was like 4 of us, I'd be down. I don't know. I definitely couldn't do it just myself. And I don't think I could do it just Lexi and I, because she would be shitting bricks, and then that would inherently make me shit bricks. But if I had that support network of like, all right, there's 4 of us here, like, we got options.
You group up, you squat up.
Exactly. Then I'd be a little more. You'd have that false bravery, right? That you get like in a crowd, right?
No,
Mob mentality.
I'll go with you, and I'll be
Big spoon, brother.
as you sleep. I'll be like this, just posted up, and then you'll find me. There's like a fucking mountain man that's about to attack you, and you see me walk up, just go.
Yeah.
Got him.
Problem solved, and it's just Alex folded in half. Just you snapped him over your knee. I'm like, Chris, he was going to the bathroom.
Sorry, you scared me.
My bad, bro. And he's just like, yeah, no problem. He's bent at a perfect 90.
I do a fucking like Batman Arkham Asylum finisher on him.
Yeah.
Or like a Spider-Man, one of those team up finishers with Miles Morales, where like
You yank his legs with webs and stop his spine.
we both fucking web him up and go slam him off the ground.
Regular guy, by the way, not a supervillain.
Normal dude.
Yeah.
And they're just doing that to people. Spider-Man doesn't kill people, but like, do they get up again after he hits them? Not usually.
Not on their own. Not without an aid.
Yeah, not without at least a wheelchair, or at least a walker. Wheelchair that wouldn't be getting up.
Yeah, it should be sitting up at least.
Yeah. And most of them can't even do that.
Wheelchair and feeding tube. Let's go. But yeah, like you said though, I think it is tough nowadays to find like a truly off the grid place. Like some campgrounds offer that, but there's still people like fairly close, like within a couple 100 yards, which is like defeats the purpose of wanting to feel that ambiance when you just have a bunch of frat guys drinking on the side of you or something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and also there could be an inverse situation where you're like camping and then suddenly it's the nighttime, you gotta take a piss or whatever, you're trudging through the woods, and then suddenly you become the threat because you stumble into like someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And you're a lot smaller and less threatening. I suffer from being such a large person and also like eerily quiet for
how large, yeah.
how large a person I am.
Yeah, if I was sitting by a campfire and I heard like a twig break, I'm like, what is that? And I turn and I see this guy's silhouette. It's game over.
Again, Mousketool.
He's getting 5-bit booms.
Like, so yeah, if we're ever in the woods together and then I sneak up on you and you mag dump on me, I get it. I get it. That's fair.
Yeah, that would be pretty terrifying.
My last words would be like, "Damn, my bad."
Honestly, fair game.
It'd be like when Gus Fring gets killed. Like he straightens his tie and then he collapses. I'd be like, "That was on me, actually."
My bad.
And then I drop.
Yep.
That's my plan for dying in general.
Yeah, I want to have an Arthur Morgan like death, like as a deer's drinking out of a river next to me.
Really, one of the biggest motivations I have for doing like a lot more remote hikes is seeing all the people who did the prime bleed out spot trends. I want to find all the good bleed out spots.
That way, when it's time,
I can make a decision. You know, I'll probably do like a tier list of all the bleed out spots I've been to. I think somewhere mountainous, somewhere I can overlook a large area would be nice.
I think the hike I did with Bud Light Boy, that cliff looking at the road, that's a prime bleed out spot against the rock. Just
that'd be a good bleed out spot. I can picture it now in my head.
Friends find you, they're like, "No, Chris."
I'd be like, "Thank God. Thank God."
Get his wallet. He said he has thousands of dollars in there.
Get his wallet, and you open it up, and a fly buzzes out.
A bill for $10 million.
You open it up. There's a cobweb in there. Dust comes out. A fly buzzes out.
Fucking bat comes flying out, screeching. Like, what the hell? It's like a scary movie ass bit.
There's a bunch of paper in there. It's just a little piece of paper I drew money on. I drew like
fucking Monopoly money.
I drew like $100 on it, and there's a smiley face.
It's Ben Franklin, of course, since you're in love with him.
I love Ben Franklin. Solid guy.
Knew him personally. Knew him real well.
Me and Benny Frank, we were like this in the day. Like this
tight.
If you get a chance on the topic of Ben Franklin, there's 2 pieces of writing I need you to read about him, written by him. There's I believe it's a letter to a letter to a young man choosing a mistress. Good piece of writing. And then there's an essay he did about the etiquette of farting that I don't remember the entire title of. That's also very funny. He's done a lot of works.
Bit of comedian myself.
As a bit of like a really funny guy and like a cool writer and like also like really cool and smart. He's kind of just like me for real, except he did a lot more banging.
Yeah,
The guy got around. The guy got around.
Yeah.
So.
Is that all you got?
Yeah.
A very nature-esque podcast. It's unfortunate you're not going to make it to these hikes after getting probed. But
yeah, if I get probed to death, it's entirely possible.
Maybe they'll put you in like a euphoria trance where you're just hiking.
I got a transmission from the gray alien while we were doing this, while you were talking about nature, and he said to me, in my head, he said, Chris, he said my name. I didn't even tell him. He just knows.
Understandable.
He says, Chris, we've got a new probe that we're going to try on you.
Mark II.
It's Mark II. This one, directly in the dick hole.
Studded.
Unfortunately. It's got spikes on it. But it's for science. And again, it's like the anal probe. We don't have to use it, but like we fucking hate you. You've really offended our entire species.
Yeah.
And I heard you called us grays earlier. That was fucked up.
Mad racist, actually.
Honestly.
For that, 3 probings.
10 probings directly for you.
10 lashings.
And then we're gonna have you brought out to the public square of our ship, our starship, and we're gonna have you caned.
Should blood moon his ass.
Okay, great. Cool. Thanks, Glorb, or whatever I keep calling him.
Glib.
Whatever that thing is called. He's already gonna kill me anyway.
Shit, 20.
He's already gonna kill me anyway. This would have been a cool time for me to just vaporize myself.
If we had an SFX budget, yeah.
If I wanted to dedicate more than an hour and 4 minutes and 40 seconds to editing this, I would.
Yeah.
I would do something like that, but I'm not talented or patient, so
just kind of there.
Just kind of there.
There for the ride. Okay, that's all I got.
Anyway,
I'll see you next time after your triple probing.
Yes. Did you do the platforms again? I was too busy talking about Gleep Glorb.
Yeah, you're really looking forward to this Gleep Glorb thing.
No, I'm so fucking scared, actually.
Couldn't tell. So, as always, you can find us on Apple Podcast. Well, sorry, you can find me because Chris is probably going to be dead.
Yeah, it's Jordan and Glorb next time.
Yeah, so you can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and the RSS feed linked below. YouTube, Spotify, a video platform where you can meet Glorb next time. Instagram, TikTok, you can contact us there. And Synapse Misfire at pm.me. Send us your comments, questions, concerns, and most importantly, death threats.
Yes. Also, one more thing. Smiling Friends is ending. I was going to talk about this, but I forgot about it until literally right now. So, that's sad.
Kind of a good thing, though, right? They're not dragging it out.
I'm glad that I'd rather have it end now with me wanting more than me having it end in, 5 years when I'm like, dude, just fucking get
like a
rid
Rick
of
and
this
Morty
thing.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, goodbye, everyone. Hello, thank you for watching. Hello, thank you for watching. Hello,